Welcome to this week's episode of the Real Talks with Doc. And before we begin, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and turn on your notifications so that you can receive this content. And we thank you very much for being great followers. And if you ever have any comments and if you find this information to be very useful in your real estate experience, please do take the time to just comment below. So, good day to everyone. How you doing, Kay?
What's good, Doc?
Everything's good in the neighborhood.
Awesome. So this morning we're speaking about our full home renovation process and how Teabow Residential offers services that they can't find anywhere else in the DMV area. So we want to speak to that. What you got for us today?
Well, first of all, it's all about an elite client experience. One and only core ethos here at Teabow Residential is to make sure that every client has an elite renovation experience. And we work really hard for that. In order to do that, we must make sure that we have the infrastructure to support many projects at one time, and not just support those projects at one time, but do those projects very well. So we have a full-time construction project manager, we have a full-time site superintendent, we have full-time foremen, and we have full-time construction crew managers to manage our construction workers that are on our payroll, 30 plus construction workers, in addition to subcontractors who have specialties to make sure that we're giving every single client that elite renovation experience.
Awesome. So how do you start this renovation process? Where do you go about starting?
Yeah, so now that I told you about the people, the first thing we do is we meet with the client. We meet with you on site. I 99.9% of the time attempt to make that first initial meeting as the owner of the company, not just so that you see me on the website or you just think that I'm this person that is not connected with the client. I 99.9% of the time attempt to make those first meetings with the client. I think that's very important as owner of the company to establish that relationship and to show every client, regardless of how big or how small their projects are, that your project is just as important as $1 million project. And we take pride in that. So the first thing is on-site evaluation of the area, of what the client needs and wants are. And then from there, we really listen to the client and what the use of this renovation is going to provide for them and their families, because it's very important. Our clients are not in construction, so they also expect us to bring a certain level of expertise to their project that they may not have thought of, but that they're going to be over the moon about once the project is finished. So we walk them through those different ideas. We walk them through different renovation scenarios so that they can have many different options and be exposed to how us renovating and transforming that space just makes for a great living experience for their family for years to come. So after we do our initial consultation, we then come back. We also have a full-time architectural team. She will start with what we call our schematic designs, right? If a project needs to be permitted, we 100% of the time pull permits. We do not play with that. And as I've stated in one of my Real Talks with Doc videos before, any contractor who is not looking to pull permits on your project, that's a problem. Because permits are not just for the contractor to say that they are getting ready to perform renovation. Hey, that's my alarm. That's my 7:30 alarm. So 7:30, 12:30, 6:30 are my 3 check-in points with my project managers. So that's my 7:30 alarm. So my phone will probably be ringing in a sec, because either she has called me by 7:30 or I'm calling her at 7:30. So if it rings, I'm gonna just send her to voicemail. So we're gonna keep it going. We want these videos to be authentic. We want them to be real. We want them to be engaging and not staged like we're just making this stuff up. So I can talk through this process because this is all part of our execution and our strategic plan and making sure we give every client simply the elite renovation experience. So once we come back, we bring those ideas, we bring pictures of that space back to our architect, who's Marcy, full-time architect, wonderful. And she'll begin the schematic 2D drawings so that clients can understand the space that it's going to take, what's going to go in that space, how that space plays out in relative proportion to other adjacent spaces in the house, And then we come back with those 2D drawings for the clients to look at. And if they want, there are other services that we offer that are not part of our standard package. For instance, we can also do 3D renderings of the space because some clients are more visual. They just can't look at that bird's eye 2D view. They got to see the depth of the room and, you know, colors on the wall, crown molding in the space and whatnot. So we'll give them 3D options, but at minimum we give them a 2D option. And then we go back and we have another meeting. At this point, the project manager for that project then is assigned. They meet with the owner to come to what is called a full set of construction plans. Once we get that full set of construction plans, we submit those plans on behalf of the client to that municipality. We get a building permit, and from there, we start the construction process. Now, not all projects require a building permit based on the scope of work and based on if you're moving any load-bearing walls or things of that nature. If the project doesn't need a permit, we'll also advise the clients on that as well. Now again, clients, it's also important for you to do your due diligence. Make sure your contractor is licensed, bonded, and insured. Those are the 3 things that you want your contractor to be able to produce for you. And again, it's normal for contractors to give those things to you up front. 3 things you want your contractor to be: licensed, bonded, and insured. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Don't be afraid or don't be ashamed to ask contractors, hey, are you licensed, bonded, and insured? And if the answer is no, that's a problem. Because again, you need to be protected from bad contractors, and we see it all the time. So one of my most important things in coming from contribution and why we do these videos is to just give you all the information possible, because this information is pretty much standard across these United States of America. So again, the more information you have, the more informed you will be, and the more you can make an educated decision about your renovation construction project so that you are having an elite experience, even for some reason, if we're not able to service you. It's all about you. It's all about the client experience. So once they meet with the project manager then gets the building permit. Once we get the building permit to begin construction renovation, we actually stage every single property. So the project manager will then assign that project to a foreman. The foreman and the project manager will then meet the owner, the client, and then from there they talk about a construction schedule. And during that construction process, there are a lot of things we do in that window of time to make sure that clients are always communicated with, that they have pictures in real time. There are a lot of times we do projects when clients want to go away on vacation or they're out of the country, and they trust us, right? And in that process, we use Company Cam. We're sharing photos with them every single day so they can see the progression of their property, and they just love it. So by the time it's time for us to do the final walkthrough with those clients at the end, we do a formal walkthrough. They check a list talking about their satisfaction. If there's any punch-out stuff we need to do, we catch it then. And at that point, we turn the project back over to the client owner. They're happy. It was an elite renovation construction experience. And not only is that client happy in that particular project, but we have now made that client a client for life. And that's what it's all about, making our clients have the greatest elite construction renovation experience, so they're not just a client for that project, but they are our client for life. We take that very, very seriously and philosophical. Again, that goes back to the ethos of the elite client experience.
Awesome. So for those who want to renovate their home but may not have the finances in their pockets, what is a way that you found that has made it easier for the clients to go about getting home renovation?
So great question, Kay. We've been finding out that some clients just don't have $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 laying around to do a full kitchen addition, bath renovation. So we offer custom renovations in 4 areas. 4 areas. First, full kitchen and bath renovation. See, that's my project manager calling right there. I'm gonna put her on speaker because he's about 5 minutes late. Hey, how you doing, wonderful construction project manager? I have you on speaker, and I was telling them during our Real Talks with Doc Shoot, we have a 7:30, 12:30, 6:30 check-in, and my Bruno Mars alarm went off, and I said she hadn't called me yet, so I need to call her because it's 7:30 and she's slipping a little bit, but you call at 7:35, which I told them to anticipate because we got systems. Good morning to you, Maria.
Good morning, how are you?
Oh, well, it's not just me, it's everybody out there that's watching this live. You want to say hi to all of our followers out there?
Sure. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday.
All right, so we are shooting our Real Talks with Doc, but didn't want to send you the voicemail. I will be calling you very shortly thereafter because there's a lot we have to talk about this morning. And I want to wish you a great day and thank you for all of your hard work to the company and to our clients.
All right. Sounds good then. Look forward to it. Thank you.
Okay, talk to you soon. Sound like she needs some coffee this morning. She haven't had a coffee yet. I came back there laughing. So, Kay, where was I?
We're talking about finances.
Yeah, so finances, so 4 areas: kitchen and bathroom renovation. I'm talking about full gut, ripping everything out all the way to your floor joists and where you can see through the ceiling because we're tearing all the drywall out as well. That's our first custom renovation. The next custom renovation is full basement renovation. Yes, either finishing that basement space that you didn't finish when you purchased the house, or redoing that basement space that hadn't been done since the 80s, 90s, or either early 2000s. The third area is custom closetry. Yes, that's right. You know those beautiful closets with the glasses and the doors that you see on Pinterest? Yes, we do that, and we not only do that, but we also sell that product directly as a direct distributor from our cabinet manufacturer right here in the United States so that we can pass those savings on to our clients. And the fourth and final area. What's that fourth and final area, Kay? Oh, okay, you back there, Bojack's. Okay, I'm gonna help you out. We got kitchen and bathrooms. We got closetry. We got basements. And boom, here's something that people don't think about. But where do you spend most of your time? You either spend most of your time in the family room and kitchen, or in some special room like the basement room, theater. So in the family room, this has become a big market. We do custom built-ins that really make that space fun, inviting, and it just adds so much more usable space to the wall that's normally centered around the television. So yes, we can do custom built-ins. Custom built-ins is something we're getting into a lot, and clients are starting to find that to be really, 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 really enjoyable, especially in their family rooms around that common place that they use to put board games on, books, have extra storage space so that the kids and the family can just grab things while they're in that room. So yes, we do custom built-in work as well. So all of this stuff now can be financed as we're working with the preferred lending institution. Can't give you their name yet because we haven't signed all the partnership disclosures and what that means for our clients, where you now, with low interest rates, you now can finance your projects and save your cash and reserves. Yeah, so that is coming soon. We'll have that wrapped up by the end of no later than September in terms of having that partnership consummated. And when we come in, we have all of that paperwork for you if you choose to finance with low interest rates, which is going to be a game changer for us and our clients. So we're really excited about that, Kay.
For sure. So, with the whole full renovation process, do we have any promotions coming up? Do we get some money off? Like, what is Teabow offering?
Man, Kay, money off. We over here trying to get this thing perfected, right? And there's a cost for that, right? I can't go in the Louis store and be like, man, that bag is nice, right? I'm a loyal Louis client, even though I don't really buy Louis, but can y'all give me a discount on that bag? Man, that lady gonna look at me like, dude, this is Louis Vuitton. No. But no, I'm always looking to save our clients. So for Labor Day, Kay, off the top of my head, because we do have a promo going on right now at Watergate here in Virginia, we are giving $500 off. $500 off of any kitchen renovation, bathroom renovation, basement renovation, custom closet renovation, or custom built-in renovation. $500 cold hard cash off, period. How's that sound, Kay?
That sounds good. That sounds good. I can say 500. All right, so let's close out. What's some words of wisdom you got for us?
Whoa, man. I don't know if I started talking about this client when she wasn't happy with one of our processes, right? And it was a very humbling, gratifying experience. You have probably seen the review. I mean, it was a humbling experience. to the sense that most people could look at a bad review and be like, man, forget that client. They're lunching, they're crazy. And sometimes clients are not all crazy in their perception, right? Everyone has a right to have their own viewpoint, and everyone has a right to have their own perception. Everyone has a right to have their own feelings. But what everyone doesn't have a right to do is not give the person they have any ill will towards, or the person that they think has done them wrong, the right to make that wrong right. So you should always give people the right to make their wrong right, even if they come in sincerity and with the utmost humility, to just hear them out. And she was willing to do that for me as a company owner. And we spoke for well over an hour. And in sitting there, one of the things that I learned from the wise is most of the time you want to listen more than you speak. And you want to listen for understanding before imposing your will for the other person to take your position. And that's what I did in that conversation. For well over an hour, I did mostly listening. I probably talked 10 minutes out of the hour and 20-minute conversation. And it gave her an opportunity to vet. It gave her an opportunity to know that I truly cared about making sure that she had an elite experience. And at the end of that conversation, I was almost brought to tears when she said, you know, Dr. Bowman, you didn't have to sit here and take all of this time to hear me talk about the issues that I had, but you did. And that speaks volume to you, about you as an owner, and I really, really appreciate that. And the thing that really brought me to tears is when she stated that, and you listen. And you listen. Out of everything she said, like I wasn't expecting that, I wasn't looking for that, but I went in with that being my ultimate goal of just really listening to the client and what they had to say and what they were feeling, so that I can make sure that they knew they were being heard. And when I did that in all sincerity, actually we hit the mark, and the client is still our client for life. So yeah, words of the wise today: listen more than you speak, especially in a situation where someone thinks you are the person that have done them. Just listen, just listen, just listen. Truly, actively listen. Eye contact. You know, shaking your head when they're making points that they think are very important to them, and just being a good active listener. Because through that, through listening, I think you get to a different, higher level of understanding. And we all should just listen to one another more often than just be wanting to talk over one another and get out what we want to say. So if I can leave with that, just, you know, again, when you're in a situation where someone thinks you have done something that is not to their approval, or that they think you have done them wrong, be a good listener to hear them out. And with that being said and done, Kay, I appreciate you, Kay. I appreciate your early mornings in here. I appreciate the great content that we're bringing to our clients, to our followers, and to those clients that we will make clients in the future. Let's keep growing together, and let's keep listening to one another. Till next time, this is The Dot with Real Estate. And if you haven't already, as I stated before, please subscribe, like, and turn on those notifications. And if you think this content is very resourceful to you in one way or the other, just drop us a comment. Just say, hey, Doc, I appreciate this point in there. Because that also gives me that little extra energy and motivation to know that we're bringing good stuff to you, which we're making this all about you and your elite renovation and construction experience. Till next time, see you on the next construction site.